Okay, so please go to the issues.
The issues are, I mean, you know the reason why I cannot gloss over River State.
Okay, the answer is
because
no comments.
There is no comment on this program. Because, look, Mr. Amaechi.
You will turn this into...
No.
You will turn this into who is Wike, who is Fubara. They're not my age mates. I'm older. I was governor before them. I hardly stole any money. I didn't steal any money from government. I don't have houses the way they have houses. I did not take...
Oops. I'm going to replay that again. Just
no comment on this program. Because, look, Mr. Amaechi.
You will turn this into...
No.
You will turn this into who is Wike, who is Fubara. They're not my age mates. I'm older. I was governor before them. I hardly stole any money. I didn't steal any money from government. I don't have houses the way they have houses. I did not take civil service.
I hardly stole any money. That does not mean that I did not actually steal any money. I respect honesty. I respect not getting down to the lie right away. But anyway, welcome to another, I'll call it together here, basically clips and then react to it. But this is a fun one for me. It's kind of personal for me, so this is kind of interesting. The whole saga in Nigerian politics at the moment. I have a few thoughts about that as well, but most importantly, react to this clip. I'm going to be focusing on the Wike versus Amaechi, going back and forth at each other. I can't resist the urge to actually have some thoughts on that. This would be two men, I would say, that has been governors of a state that I hail from, River State. As a PH boy, they have been governors of my state 16 years of my life. So pretty interesting to see both of them out here airing dirty laundry, but I'm all here for it. It's gonna give us a little insight. First one is, I hardly stole any money, according to Amaechi, which doesn't say I didn't steal any, just, hardly, didn't steal, not as much as, whoever I'm going up against. But Right Honorable Rotimi Chibike Amaechi, Governor of River State from 2007 to 2015, Minister of Transportation 2015 to 2023, during the Buhari administration, and then I would say governor or current minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, governor of River State from 2015 to 2023, going right at it, trying to get to, become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2027, either defending their camp or trying to actually get there. And I'm all here for it. Two interviews here, at least an hour long, each of them, for Chibike Rotimi Amaechi and Nyesom Wike. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I'm gonna pick out a few interesting clips here. The first one is where he's saying he never stole any money, but hardly stole, never did, as governor of River State, and stating out what he did. I'm all here for it. I know it's not supposed to be a funny thing when the politicians make a mockery of the whole institution, but I would argue to say that is really what it is anyway, at the end of the day, at the top of the political game. But still not funny, but gotta hold them accountable. But here, I'm all for it. Kind of have a little understanding of River State. At least I know both men as governors of River State, now trying to play on the national stage. The whole backdrop of the whole story, with Amaechi joining a coalition of a new party called ADC, with former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, and Peter Obi, former presidential candidate for Nigeria in 2023 elections for Labour Party. But I'm going to start with the Rotimi Amaechi interview. I would call it the highlights of that interview. And then, of course, the really interesting one, you all know, I call him number one Abiru in River State, which is Right Honorable, distinguished, whatever you want to call it, Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike as well. It is what it is. He plays politics. He will tell you. He's always going to fire back anyway. It's not funny at all, but that's what we're getting at the end of the day. I can't wait to react to this as well. So first clip there was that of Right Honorable Rotimi Amaechi, a current member of the new coalition of ADC, whatever that party is going to turn out to be, former PDP. Kind of contested to try to be the president before Tinubu got that post to be president of Nigeria. So I'm going to get right into a few of those clips. A lot of this, I find a lot of them funny because it feels like real comic acting, going back and forth between people's fathers and grandfathers as well. So I already played the first clip on here. Gonna get right into it and see. And also, this is a channel's interview. If you want the full clips without my interruption to it, a fantastic job done by the channel's host, Sheun Okin Baloye, did a fantastic job interviewing both guys. But I'm all here for it to react to it as well. So let's get into the Amaechi one, and then we're gonna get a reaction from Nyesom Wike a day later. And it's kind of interesting to me. I'm going to give a thought here before I get right into it. I always call the Nigerian democratic system a complete distraction. 2 years into the new administration, there's already distraction, and they're already focusing on putting energy and resources and wasting time, energy for what they're supposed to be doing 2 years before the election. So every government really has only 2 years before they start planning an election. And usually that first 2 years is trying to figure out what they're going to do in the next 2 years, is trying to get back in power. It's just a circus at the end of the day in this kind of democratic process. But let's get right into it. It's 2 years before the election, but everybody's trying to get right back into power and kind of get it rolling. Let's see here Amaechi in this interview with Channels Television. We're going to start back from where I would say he probably mistook, because he kind of corrected it soon after that, and kind of used the word didn't steal or at all as governor, but we're going to play it again. You know, that's interesting.
Because
no comments.
There's no comment on this program. Because look, Mr. Amaechi,
You will turn this into
no.
You will turn this into who is Wike, who is Fubara. They're not my age mates. I'm older. I was governor before them. I hardly stole any money. I didn't steal any money from government. I don't have houses the way they have houses. I did not take civil servants quarters. I don't drive Rolls Royce, even though Johnny Bata gave me one. Johnny Bata gave me one Rolls Royce in 2014. Till today, I've not driven it. Till today. In fact, it's so bad. It's gone so bad.
He's saying that he's not driven the Rolls Royce that was given to him. Well, I'm not going to be there to know if he has or not, but really, okay.
They can sell it if they see a buyer. I don't look. Can we? You don't make this into. If that's what you call me for, then I will leave here. Let's address national issues.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't, you see. We're talking about hunger. We're talking about Nigerians that are dying. 200%.
But you are not hungry. You said you were hungry the other day.
We're talking about Nigerians who are dying of hunger.
Pause. He's being asked about the comments that he talked about being hungry. This is a convenient time not to talk about it, but when it was convenient to say he is a hungry, we all know he's not hungry, but for political reasons, he can actually join the masses as hungry people. But conveniently, we're just going to ignore that question in this interview.
Talking about the killings in Benue, the killings even in Port Harcourt, the killings in Sokoto, the killings in Boronu. We're talking about the fact that you can't drive at night. You're scared. I got somebody who came to visit me the other day. We were just going to his hotel and come out of his hotel. They came, pointed gun at him, took his wristwatches, his phone, everything.
In Abuja here.
Who say he's a medical doctor? He came visiting. And he would have.
I think another interesting part of this interview would be around here. Let's go.
So because I'm curious though, as to your former association and why Nigerians need to trust you now that you have moved to the other side.
Shevon, you trust me?
I don't know whether I can trust you politically. I know you personally,
Okay,
but politically
so
speaking,
personally, do you trust me?
well, I think I do.
Do you trust that I speak my mind?
I know that you speak your mind.
Do you trust that I'm an honest man?
Well, that is debatable.
I love that Sheun didn't take that bait. But the questioning is crazy to me about, do you trust I'm an honest man? I'm going to roll the tape.
Okay, so please tell me.
Because you're a politician.
No, don't say that now.
Because you're a politician.
The character you bring in your personal life is what you carry as you go to government. So go back, forget politics.
Can Nigerians trust you?
Why can't Nigerians trust me? So you can't be honest. You can't be, okay, they accuse me of being brash. You can't be honest without being trusted. You know where I stand at any point in time. Let any Nigerian say, Amaechi deceived me. Let the person come forward.
From your
I'm waiting for any Nigerian that said, I had a dealing with Amaechi, or I had a conversation with Amaechi, or I had a meeting with Amaechi and I was deceived.
So
You know where I stand.
So there was no corruption under your watch when you were governor?
I'm waiting for those who say they have evidence. They should bring it forward.
What about when you were minister?
I'm waiting for the evidence.
I mean, there are those who believe that you are one of those who ran Nigeria into debt under your office because you took a lot of China loans for some of the
you know, people again. I hear the FCC minister tell millions of them. The actual truth, I don't know who ever took that. In my ministry, we had about 1.4, 1.6 billion loan dollar, with which we constructed Lagos Ibadan.
Okay, so we're gonna move to the next section of what I consider important in this interview, which would be a question by Sheun, the host, asking him about how he got his wealth, and then that will transition into his achievements as governor of River State between 2007 and 2015.
Because in Nigeria, but most importantly,
interesting thing. I'm from Kwara. I'm a northerner.
When it fits you, Shehu is another name. It's no longer a Yoruba name.
But the big question here is that there are those of you, and you have questioned, you asked, what did the president do before coming into power? The question they will ask you also, what have you done?
No, you must compare the amount of wealth, the money that I have.
So you're a poor man?
Am I a rich man?
You tell us.
No, you should.
Are you able to declare your wealth?
Tomorrow morning.
You're able to declare what you have?
Tomorrow morning.
From when, before you became speaker? There are those who will say, what has Amaechi done all his life aside being in government? Speaker, governor, minister?
Have you met my wife before?
You said what?
Have you met my wife before?
Yes, I have.
What does she do?
I don't know.
So this was a very key point for Wike attacking Amaechi in his reply interview, was about what his wife does. So we're just going to take a look at his reply to that.
So first go and ask.
No, we're talking about you, not your wife.
My wife is almost an industrialist.
Almost.
My wife.
Almost an industrialist. Not an industrialist, but almost an industrialist. That's kind of interesting.
My wife buys and sells anything apart from myself and my children. She's the backbone, economic backbone to the family. Anybody who knows us know that. She's a bloody trader. She's from Anambra. Even as governor, my wife was selling inside government house. So don't ask me that question.
So
the question
you are relying on your wife's wealth.
The problem
literally, you are not the breadwinner. Are you the breadwinner? Because when you say that
he is asked, are you the breadwinner? Since your wife is obviously holding out the house and finances, but
your wife is the economic backbone.
For the interview or not?
Yeah, we are having a conversation. No. Because we have to also query those of you who are pushing for an alternative, whether Nigerians can trust that alternative.
What you're doing now is that you're making it a personal interview.
No, it's not personal.
No, it's personal. You're asking questions about my personal
life.
No,
everything will come to the table. What Nigerians will debate it. Nigerians
I'm ready for
will scrutinize it. That's what I'm asking.
No, focus on.
So it's not about wealth alone. It's about capacity. Whether or not you have the capacity. Aside being a governor.
Can you recall when I was a governor?
I can't. Definitely. You know that I covered politics
Did I perform?
No, it's not up to me to judge.
No, but you for Christ's sake,
I've interviewed you several when you were governor.
Okay, so did you see that I built primary schools in literally every village? Primary schools that had computers, primary schools that had either generator or solar panels, primary school in which I employed, is it 19,200 teachers or 13,200 teachers? That my successor almost dismissed them. That I had established farms for purpose of creating employment, that I had town hall meetings in literally every village in River State. When I go for town hall meetings, I go with the contractors, I go with the commissioners who are from that area, and I ask them questions. I tell the people, I have received 10 billion naira this month. I deployed it as follows. And this contractor has been paid 100 million for this job, or 200 million, or 1 billion for this job. Has he done it? Let's go and see.
So you said that you were a performer when you were governor. Is that what you described yourself?
So when you were interviewing me, when you were visiting River State, what were you coming for?
To interview about the governance.
Did you see anything?
No, it's not up to me to
No, so
answer.
why? No, because
the question is that you have the opportunity to be able to tell Nigerians whether or not Rotimi Amaechi is that kind of. There are a lot of people who are watching you now who cannot even remember when you were governor.
Okay, so let's leave governorship. Let's talk about ministerial.
Okay, it's just to comment about the Right Honorable Rotimi Chibike Amaechi's time as governor of River State between 2007 and 2015. All the things that he mentioned, I would doubt that anybody would actually question that. The building of primary schools to a certain standard. Like all the things he mentioned. In terms of projects, he was famed, kind of popular in River State for really inspecting projects. There are a few examples where he would go out on a bike and stuff like that and randomly come check up on contractors at sites all over River State during his time, in terms of personally supervising the work in River State. I'm not sure there's many people that will say the things that he mentioned. Obviously, we don't know the ones that he did not mention. There's a lot that we can talk about relative to that, but the ones that he mentioned, everybody that is in the political office usually would have projects that they can always lean back to. You have the resources to, if you want to get a few things done. For Wike did a lot of like road projects, so everybody would have something that they can lean back on to use, whether you were corrupt or you were efficient or whatever the case might be. Those we cannot fully explain, but he definitely got all that done. So that would be that part of the clip for this interview. So we're gonna get to the Nyesom Wike reply clip. It's all whole a political thing, but it's a kind of interesting to me. There's one more clip in his interview, the Right Honorable Rotimi Amaechi's interview, that I wanted to point out about that, kind of give him credit for his achievements for that earlier, and then one more part of this interview that I actually thought was interesting.
Not up to 10, in fact, 2% of the population. The rest, 98, must get up and stop them. Because if not, you start crying again. No, why I laugh? When people were voting in Lagos, some of them were voting, this is my brother. Now, the market has no brother or sister. The market only recognizes one thing: money.
Those of you there, some of people have been described as geriatrics, those who are old and spent.
I'm 60.
No,
old. A good way to actually put it from Shehu. Old and spent.
You may be one of the youngest.
Okay, but I'm 60.
60, one of the youngest. Yeah, presidential. Well, at that level, there are really old people running the world in general.
I will not run an election at 70. I'm not joking.
But
because at that point, it's not as if
but there are 80-something-year-old, there are 70-something-year-olds.
At 70, I'm out of politics. What am I doing there? When will my son come into politics? My son is harassing me every day. He wants to.
Pause. He's like, okay, gotta hear this.
Come into politics. But I said, no, you can't be in politics when your father is in politics.
When you look at the coalition, the camp from the APC are appointees.
Pause. We gotta go back and kind of take a look at this. This is kind of interesting talk. Just a little going back here to just hear what he just said here. Kind of interesting.
That point, it's not as if
but there are 80-something-year-olds, there are 70-something-year-olds.
At 70, I'm out of politics. What am I doing there? When will my son come into politics? My son is harassing me every day.
His concern is when his son is going to replace him. God, politics is not the bet, right?
He wants to come into politics. But I said, no, you can't be in politics when your father is in politics.
What does he mean by his son cannot come into politics? Even though I don't agree with it being hereditary for some reason to rule the country and to be in politics. But what does he mean by he cannot come in while his father is still in politics? Can't he run for River State seats, House of Assembly, whatever, while he's still in politics? Throws me off. But that was my whole point. It's I guess, Rotimi is trying to tell you here that any other person doesn't have a chance, because when he's done holding on to the power, he's going to hand it over to his son. You know, the whole plan, the monarchy is already set for that. So I'm going to end here for Rotimi Amaechi's interview with Shay. If you want to see the full thing, both links, both for the interview with former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, and for Nyesom, Wike, current FCT minister, would be at the description for this video. If you want to watch the full thing from channels, television, it's going to actually be in the description for this channel. So I'm going to go to the next interview, which is a reply from Wike, which I found, we all know Wike can be incredibly funny, but he doesn't hold positions that are actually funny. They are very consequential politically. So I'm going to go to that. So just wanted to point out a few things. So the few things I think I pointed out there was one, oops, hardly stole any money. Kind of corrected it like he didn't steal any money as governor, but Amaechi knows. His achievements as River State governor, questionable, but yeah, there are a lot of projects there that actually did come through. Family, his hereditary, the political landscape is his birthright, right? Kind of passing it down to his son and stuff like that. So that would be interesting. So we're going to go over to Wike's interview here in also, one of the things that also did come up was asking him about how he got his wealth, and he got his wife involved, about an almost industrialist, which Wike is going to actually question in his own interview, and is just basically throwing that at one other former chief of staff to Rotimi Amaechi during his tenure, which is his own Wike, coming after. Another point of contention was the fact that Rotimi Amaechi brought him into politics, which Rotimi Amaechi was the governor when he was the chief of staff before he became the governor after Amaechi in River State. So that's a contention as well. But just to hear the reply from the current FCT minister to his, most people will consider his former Oga, but he begs to differ. So we'll get to that.
It's for you to use what God has given to you to enhance the upliftment of mankind. I want to say, with all due respect to anybody, I never knew Rotimi from Adams. In 1998, I contested chairmanship of one of the most important local governments in this country, Obiabo local government, which is the Puri ethnic nationality where he comes from. He is not for the same local government with me, but for the same ethnic nationality. But I won. Who brought Rotimi to me was a woman called Papa Chidi, Elder. In the name of God Almighty, whom all of us serve, we must always tell ourselves the simple truth. And that Chidi Wiyoka was one who brought Rotimi Amaechi to be. When he had his mother, he failed.
Shout out to Chidi Wiyoka. Prince Nnamdi Wiyoka, shout out to you, bro.
In 1999, of the national election, he failed at the State Assembly to the man from the Ikwe local government who claims to be a human rights activist. I can't remember his name now. I see this bread is something else. It's familiar. Okalali. Ignorance is ignorance. This Rotimi was shouting today, talking, shouting. He never knows his left or his right. It's unfortunate. I bought an electoral act. Then, under that time was still operating the decree. You understand the military, the government came in 1999. So there was still the military government. And so we're still operating under decree number 4.
God has helped me now. Uchokuku.
That Mrs. Amaechi was
No, I can tell you the truth with all due respect to you. And that's why I said, why do you bring your wife into this kind of discussion? It's unnecessary. If you love your wife, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Now you are making to the public now to know. Your wife was never an industrialist. What you see, I respect women. I respect my wife. And that's why it's very difficult for me to discuss about women. If you watch me, I'm very difficult. But see, I'm pained that a man who wants to be president of a country, like I had him say to you, will bring his wife to this, that now will enable me now to begin to explain that no, you're not being fair. You know your wife was never an industrialist. You know. Okay, you know.
So because the
no, let me tell you, I don't think Amaechi loves his wife.
Why would you say so?
He couldn't have. If he lost his wife, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that. Okay. As a university graduate, if I ask you ask me a question, where would you get the money? Where do you get the money from? You have to have a presidential ambition. As a university graduate, character and learning, all I will say, nobody becomes a president with his own money. Nobody's money can make you to be a president. My friends, my supporters will have to come. And they have promised me. They have promised me they will support me.
The premise, Minister, is the fact that, just for a moment, sir, the premise upon which Mr. Amaechi made those claims was the fact that your wealth is questionable. He said he's not like you. That he said your wealth is questionable, and that he doesn't ride the kind of cars you ride. He doesn't own the kind of houses and the land and all whatever that you have. No. So there's a question mark. Can you explain your wealth?
Okay. So that I don't digress. Let me finish first. I will come to that about wealth and no wealth. I will tell you how people are hypocritical, how people insult Nigerians, deceiving Nigerians. First of all, Amaechi's wife was not an industrialist. I've never been. The best I know. And that's why I call on Mr. President to release the forensic audit of NJDC. Through Amaechi's wife company, every month, 4 billion naira to train Niger Delta women for 1 year, 48 billion naira. And that the first
4 billion naira a month to train Niger Delta women.
The report audit is there. Who killed it was Malami, the Attorney General then. The Attorney General then, one of the people who are talking about.
Are you privy to that document?
Sir, if Mr. President should help Nigerians. You see, this is what I have always said. Mr. President should help Nigerians. Please, release the forensic audit of the NDDC.
Or is it a crime to get a contract from government?
4 billion naira a month to train Niger Delta women. 4 billion naira.
Pause. The exaggeration of the 4 billion naira to train Niger Delta women a month. That exaggeration is wild, but yes, that's a lot of money though. 4 billion naira, that's a lot of money.
And you have evidence? Do you have a copy?
I have said, let Mr. President please do us a favor to release that document. Release that document. Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former Attorney General Malami, killed that document because to protect Those who are concerned.
No, that's a big allegation.
I am not saying. I'm not saying. I'm not
Sheun.
saying. All I'm saying, let them release the document. If what I'm saying is not in the document, I will resign as the Minister of FCT. I said I will resign. I don't worship office. What I'm saying, let them release the forensic audit of the NDDC. I didn't say the forensic audit was right, but I said release the report of the forensic audit.
Okay, we're gonna move forward a little bit here. I guess he made this accusation. It is what it is, allegedly. Yes, we're gonna get into conversations about him owning a Rolls Royce and how much money he has between both of them being former governors. Amaechi claiming he has way less money than Wike, and Wike's response to that.
In fact, it's one man who contributed to my political development. I will never, my political growth, I will never deny that fact. But that does not mean when you see something that's wrong, is wrong. He said, John Mbara gave him Rolls Royce. When did he give him? When he was governor. And this was the man that was doing the contract. In fact, in Rivers State, he gave him the contract to be the man that will supply all the vehicles to take over the private transportation in Rivers. It was not supplied. Yes, it's correct. Was not supplied.
Wasn't it supplied?
It was not supplied, yes.
That's a crime.
Of Israel, it was not supplied. I will come to that. He gave him a Rolls Royce. He took the Rolls Royce. Whether you use the Rolls Royce, what's my business? Sheun, I have a Rolls Royce.
Who gave you?
So what? Nobody gave me a Rolls Royce.
You bought it?
Of course. So what?
With what money?
Which money? So let me tell you. Femi.
Ask you with which money? Ain't nobody gonna answer that question. Let's get back into it.
Before Harmattan, there was cold.
Pause. Before Harmattan, there was cold. Guys, before Harmattan, there was cold. You heard it all. Oh God, these politicians. Oh God.
I didn't come from the same background with Rotimi Amaechi. I didn't
were you rich before?
Not to me rich. I didn't come as a student. I was in a Mercedes Benz.
As a student, he was driving a Mercedes Benz. Very proud. No? Something to be very proud of. Yes. Oh God. Pause.
As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. My father was a general manager of so many companies.
So you came from a rich background?
I will not say too rich for the Dangotes. But I didn't have.
We're not comparing ourselves. Everybody has to compare themselves now to the Dangotes, the Dan Tata families.
I had a small background. Yes.
But
Mr.
Amaechi challenged you.
No,
he said you have houses everywhere.
I'm coming.
Where are these houses?
I'm
the subject of your wealth.
I'm coming to that, sir. So that Nigerians will hear. I've not denied here. His anger, he saw that I used Rolls Royce. So what? It was not given to me by a contractor who was doing job with me. No. A contractor gave him. A contractor gave him. That was bribe. He took from a contractor. I will not do that.
Mr. Amaechi said he's not corrupt.
No. One of the most corrupt people. I will come to that. And I will come.
Are you corrupt, Mr. Wike?
What do you mean the word corrupt?
Don't forget, Amaechi is hardly corrupt. Not corrupt, or hardly corrupt, There is a level to this meter. So now we're going to get from Governor Nyesom Wike if he's corrupt.
No court has found me guilty to be corrupt. When you say the word corrupt.
has found him guilty to be corrupt. A man that is not caught, that has not been found or caught in the marketplace, cannot be called a thief.
But if you say, well, I like money, hold on. Nobody can do without money. You cannot say because I say, I need money to solve this, therefore I'm corrupt. No. I need money to pay my children's school fees. I need money to take my family's health care. Does that make it to be corrupt? No. But when a man comes in the public to say, I don't like money, you know that man is a big liar.
Yes, when a man comes in the public square and says that he does not like money, we know that man is a liar. Facts. I might not agree with so many things that he's saying, but you gotta admit facts when facts are facts. When it's true, it's true.
Because he needs money to solve this problem, to solve it. We're not going to that. You're talking about houses. I'm not a bushman.
It's not a bushman. What do you expect of him? What? Doesn't wipe. Oh, a bushman. He needs AC and he needs a house. Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm from Obiabo local government.
And Obiabo people are not bushmen. How can you say that? These people trade in houses, land. Yes, talking about a bushman, he has to live in a house. Absolutely, not just small house, big house. One can contain thousands of cattle.
Part of Port local government before, well brought up, have a family background. In fact, when you go to Ikwere Road, my father
Ikwere Road,
was one of few people who have duplexes in Ikwere Road. So you cannot say that. Not too rich, I agree, but you cannot say that. Not at the level Amaechi came from. No. It's not comparable at all. Never. Now he said, I have houses. Sheun. Amaechi was speaker 8 years.
8 years, governor, 8 years, minister, 8 years, 24 years.
Amaechi was speaker, a governor, 8 years. Amaechi was minister, 8 years. He don't have houses. He has a spiritual problem.
"24 years, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Governor of Rivers State, and Minister of Transportation. If he has no houses, yes, we have to go and check."
Because he said he's not like you people.
No.
Enrich yourself
I will tell you, that's why people should learn. Nigerians should know the kind of characters deceiving Nigerians every day. Pretending. I will tell you his house in Gusape here, where I live. Rivers State government built. You need a butter bunker to destroy the house. I will come to that.
Guys, you need penetrator, the one they used in Fordo in Iran. Like, you need bunker busters. This has fortress. How?
Why would you want to destroy?
No. What I'm trying to say, the quality. That's the point I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you should just. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that you can't be a poor man and have such a house. That's the point I'm trying to make. He told you, oh, he does not have this.
Pause. Let's not forget, too, he knows a lot of dealings about Amaechi's 8 years as governor. As the chief of staff of the government house, he was right in there. I guess he cannot say some things, but this is real airing of dirty laundry, as they would say. Just probably not the right person that you want to go after and want to go after publicly as well, if you're the Right Honorable Rotimi Chibike Amaechi or Amaechi Chibike Rotimi.
Yes. Where's his house? In OGRA. Who built it? In OGRA. Ask him. I want to say that NPA and NIMASA, they don't pay contractors. Yes, he knows that because they have not paid his wife, who's a contractor in NPA and NIMASA.
At the moment?
At the moment, that's why he knew.
How do you know?
Or how would I know? He put the legend NIMASA Dakuku, whom I defeated in 2015 governorship election. Then he took his boy, Coco, who was the account officer in Zenith Bank, and made him a Secretary of Finance, and then put him as managing director. Therefore, he's not able to know when NPA and MESA do not pay. He knows that. Who owns those contracts he's talking about? The wife. It's unfortunate. I watch him. How can a man at that level talk this? You know, you should give us some of this. You know, I feel so bad. In the name of God, I feel so bad. I should discuss a man's wife. I feel so bad.
But you disagree about his wealth? You disagree?
No,
is he older than you? He said he's older than you. He said you need to give him respect that he made you. And he made you.
Okay, let me tell you.
Serve as chief of staff.
No, Shehu.
No.
Amaechi.
Did you recommend you as a minister or not?
No, let me tell you what happened. Let Nigerians also know. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Is it the character that wants to be Nigerian president? I will tell you today.
Tell me.
And you know it very well.
Okay.
When Amaechi had a problem, when Obasanjo said, a kid, Dr. Peter Dudley recommended Amaechi. And it didn't work.
You didn't
We
work.
were all in tears. Yes, it's correct. Now, how does this look?
Now every Canadian can get $1,000.
I will never allow this to live within those who are with me. It was us, no brother, would have been by what we saw, by what they were all doing. The Bible.
Okay, so I'm going to move to another interesting part in this conversation here. So I guess a lot of the accusations and the corruption made against Amaechi and his tenure back there. But another interesting part would be his response to a former governor of Rivers State as well for 5 months. That was before Amaechi took over after a court hearing back. I think that was 2007, 5 months into his tenure. Former governor of Rivers State, Celestine here. Let's see what former governor of Rivers State, current FCT Minister Wike has to say about Celestine here.
The local language balance. Because I was involved, not I was told. I was involved. I went to the doctor. This man said, "Why you man?"
Why you man?
We agreed. I should bring this person to be the coordinator for the campaign in Obiabo and this. The moment we left Obeya, he announced another person. I went to the WW. Yeah. Is it what you are going to see? He said, no, that cannot happen. With all due respect. I don't want to go back to certain things that happen. But anyway, let Nigerians hear. Let Nigerians know. People just see somewhere, what you don't know, you are talking. You don't know.
Amaechi did not make you. That's the summary.
Yeah, but no.
That's what you're saying.
I will tell you the history.
But did he make you or not?
The history that made me. Let me tell you.
Because
I was chairman of council In 1998.
But you served with him as chief of staff.
No, that was
He recommended you to Jonathan for ministerial appointment.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Let me tell you what happened.
Tell me what happened.
God in his own way.
It's God, though.
Amaechi thought he was doing me bad to push me out. Senator Magnus Abe is there. He's alive. He's not dead. God. Wike. I agree with them. That was the same day Amaechi was taken out to Ghana. We met with Omega. Omega again as a tricky person, reduce the language of Wayo person.
Would you say
No,
that?
no, he is. No, so, sir.
Is that fair to say?
No, he cannot be fair to Omega.
That's a political leader.
No, who's not a leader? Omega, he knows me. He knows me. Sir, call him Senator Magnus Abe. Who met with him? He's the usual Wayo characteristics. He played us Wayo. I'm using a
Said Wayo characteristics. Wayo characteristics. Okay, let's keep going.
local language balance. Because I was involved. Not I was told. I was involved. I went to the doctor. This man is a Wayo man. We agreed. I should bring this person to be the coordinator for the campaign in Obiabo and this. The moment we left Omega, he announced another person. I went to the WW. Yeah. Is it what you are going to see? He said, no, that cannot happen. With all due respect. I don't want to go back to certain things that happen. But anyway, let Nigerians hear. Let Nigerians know. People just sit somewhere, what you don't know, you are talking. You don't know.
Amaechi did not make you. That's the summary.
Yeah, but no.
That's what you're saying.
I will tell you the history.
But did he make you or not?
He could have made me. Let me tell you.
Because
I was chairman of council in 1998.
But you served with him as chief of staff.
No, that was
He recommended you to Jonathan for ministerial appointment.
No, sir. Let me tell you what happened.
Let us hear what
God in his own way. Amaechi thought he was doing me bad to push me out. Senator Magnus Abe is there. He's alive. He's not dead. Call him to this kind of forum. Ask him question. What happened? I was a DG. But I want to tell you how Amaechi became governor. Before he now say, how he met me. So you understand the background. I'm not a pushover politician.
Oh, not a pushover politician.
Yes, I'm not. I would do whether you like it, you don't like it. Yes, it's correct. Yes, it's correct. Now, when we did what we did, we moved Amaechi to Ghana. I was the one. In fact, I had never won a Babadiga in my life. That's after wearing Babadiga. Amaechi lawyer, who's attorney general, the latest problem here, say, will tell you the truth. In the name of Almighty God, I put my life to it. In fact, it came to a point, I called my wife, listen, take my children. I don't know what will happen now. Take them away. See what I have? Take this. If I survive, it's okay. If I don't survive, that's how God wants it. Yes, I did that. Now, I go to Ghana, Amaechi comes to the airport to pick me. When he comes to the airport, he wears his cap. Tears. My eyes will come out. Tears. And at the Ghana International Airport, he wears his cap. I was one who did everything, facilitated. There's a lawyer, Ricky Tafa. I don't know where he is today.
Just to give a little context to what he's saying, after the 2015 elections, Rotimi Amaechi did not become governor right away, right? So they had to go through a court process for 5 months before he became governor. Celestine Omehia was a governor for those 5 months till there was a court order, Supreme Court order, kind of a whole electoral process thing where Rotimi Amaechi became governor. So what he's saying is that he did a lot of work, which I can say a lot of people did a lot of work judicially to help Rotimi Amaechi become governor after Omehia was governor for 5 months and kind of taking off his party's PDP's ballot in the reverse election. So that might give a little context to what he means by he did a lot for Amaechi's election. Let's get right back into it.
When he became governor, he asked me, I said, sir, I'm not interested. I want to be in charge of the political structure. Political structure is his chief of staff and this.
It's against the story that you wanted to become finance.
I don't know. See, can I tell you something? I'm the former Nigeria of the Federation, Bella Doke. I don't know what he will say. But call him, ask him. So his conscience, is this correct? Ask Wagusabe. Ask Idozu, former Commissioner of Finance. In the name of God, one man who is a big liar is Amaechi. I can tell you, I'm calling names now. Bello Adoke, former Attorney General Federation. Ask him. It doesn't matter whether today is my friend or it doesn't matter. Ask Magusabe. Ask Idozu. Ask them. I choose to say, look, finance works. I want to be chief of staff so that, what is, you see, you must know what you want in political life, relevance, and what is finance, what are you going to do with it? As chief of staff, you are reporting to me. So what is my...
Minister, let's take a pause because we need to take a break.
Thank you.
But what is more important?
So I understand what he means by he did something, but yeah, he was still the governor. You called him sir, he had to accept your request to become chief of staff, even if that's exactly what you wanted. But I guess he's talking about political strategy. I'm going to round this up quickly here, going to go all the way to closer to the end. And just get a few of Wike's final highlights in this interview.
I deal with National Party office, I deal with zonal, and I deal with state. So people should not, when people just, you cut this, I show this. No, take the whole thing holistically. You don't just say, I said, no, this is not correct.
But, Minister, do you agree with Mr. Fubara that he's going to serve only one term? Is that the agreement?
Yeah, so this part was kind of important in the sense of the whole new agreement and the state of emergency where the current governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, was given suspended for 6 months. And I guess this is where the question to Wike about that agreement to restore peace in Rivers State. The godfatherism in this politics is crazy.
Who told you that?
We understand that that's what the agreement.
Why are you interested in that?
Because that's my job.
It's not your job.
I'm a political journalist.
No, it's not your business.
I'm interested in what happens
it's not
in
your
our
business.
politics.
What you should be interested in about peace in Rivers State.
Is there peace now?
Yeah, of course.
Will it be reinstalled? and reinstated.
What do you mean?
Because you met the president. He was the one who declared state of emergency.
Yeah.
And there must
I
have
never
been some
met president.
assurances.
I never met president to declare state of emergency. Please, people should know that. I said the governor should be impeached.
You wanted the governor to be impeached?
Yes. But president is wisdom and considering total consideration of the state. No, let's not do this. He did that. No problem. And president never invited us for any peace thing.
He's all the way in Abuja looking for the governor of the state to be impeached. And I can guarantee you he got his way too in many respects in this situation.
Met with the National Assembly, met with State Assembly, met with the others, and we agreed. It's okay. Can we go and meet President? Say, sir, we have agreed on peace. President never invited anybody to say, agree on this, agree on. No, it's not correct. People just, and it's good for us. All of you are speculating. Continue to speculate. You know why people to say, well, thank God, that's peace. What is our problem in what are the conditions for peace? This is peace. Why are you interested in?
Well, you would ask for the conditions for peace so that people know how they actually move. Oh, my goodness.
The problem people have, with due respect to you, nobody's coming to our eyes. Nobody's coming to challenge. Nobody's coming to AIT to abuse Wike. Because the oil well has dried. The oil well is dried. Nothing again.
What do you mean the oil well is?
Okay, let me tell you now. Where people are sucking from. It's dried now. It's no longer coming. No more problem now. There's peace. So what are you going to talk? You go and make governor. You say no.
But why,
I have peace with my governor.
Why do you think that Fubara should not do a second term?
Who told you that there's something like that?
Can you tell us what happened?
Why would I tell you?
The agreement?
No, you cannot know.
You are the master of agreement is agreement.
But are you part of the agreement?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Because we are in Nigeria together.
No, you're not. But you're not from River State.
I cover River State. I have interest.
No. You have never contributed to the development of River State.
No, I have.
No, you have not.
River State people would like to know. You know what I mean?
I have.
No, you have not. You only collect money for River State.
I almost died.
About your coverage.
I almost died in River State covering elections.
No, but you are paid for it.
No, that's coverage. Coverage of election.
No.
We do it for free.
Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what keeps me happy.
Tell me something.
That all of you are in dark. And you could not to be in dark. You will never know. When I agree, there is peace. Whichever thing you want to say is your business. Whether channel, whether I rise, whether I IT, whether anything. Die in that darkness. Because when President called all of us and tried to make peace, he went to town and began to say, why this? Somebody who said, look, let there be peace. Well, I agree there will be peace. I will agree there is peace. What I think should now project and say, look, there is peace in the United States. Don't be asking us, what are the terms? Why are you asking us? What's their business?
Minister Wike, I think we should wrap up. And in this way, I'd like us to wrap up.
Yes.
In all of this,
yes,
a lot of the opposition is saying that things are not looking good for Nigerians. And you are working in the cabinet of President Bola Tinubu.
Yes.
What would you be telling Nigerians in terms of what they need to take home right now?
Yes.
What is the hope that they have that this government will do right by them?
Yes. No. What
that they should not vote this government out of office in 2027?
No.
Why they should not?
Let me tell you, we must be sincere. And tell ourselves a simple truth. We should not be misled by people who have left office and want to come back to office. You know, one thing you say, a politician, I will tell you, I'm a politician. Once you leave office, all they are planning how to come back to office. Most of us who are no longer in office are no longer relevant. So we plant all kinds of propaganda. Let Nigerians say, look, yes, you who's talking to us, but you are here. What was our fate? What happened? Now, Nigerians also know, is it possible, sincerely, that in 2 years' time, in office of somebody that you have solved all problems. Which are there steps, are there things that have been put in place to make sure that things get better?
So are there hopes for Nigerians?
There's certainly big hope. Certainly big hope. But you see, you do it like where a pastor comes to say a miracle.
Okay. So that would be the complete, you call it beef between Wike and Amaechi. I guess a lot of punches have been thrown, a lot of accusations have been put out there between both parties. As a Rivers person, that was intriguing to just watch. Few thoughts. 2 years before the election, these politicians are going to put the whole country in a turmoil, distract everybody, or try to get into power. 4-year administrations, you get 2 years to just breathe a little bit, and 2 years to try to get back power, 2 years to plan for another election, and waste a whole lot of money just trying to stay in power instead of actually getting the job done for that. So I'm guessing we can call this one part 1 of Wike versus Amaechi. I'm guessing there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to be going on over the next 2 years politically in the Nigerian landscape. This one is a Rivers special. 2 former governors both had 88 tenors in Rivers State, so they get the oil, right? So that will be it for it. This is Reacting Together. My name is CT. If you got here, I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you enjoy any of the content here, leave your comments as well about what's going on and what you think. Peace.